Hey, what's going on, SWAC fans? It is yours truly, TJ Jones, the host of the State of the SWAC podcast. And thank you so much for checking out the State of the SWAC podcast. And on this edition, we're going to be focusing on Southern University. And we all know by now that Southern University is looking for a brand new head coach. If you don't know, Southern University head coach Dawson Odoms decided to leave Southern University and accept a job at Norfolk State University. But Coach Odoms was a really good coach at Southern University. I mean, he was an outstanding coach. He has a conference record of 53-18 overall in the Southwestern Athletic Conference. He led Southern University to 4 SWAC West championships. So I want to say to Coach Odoms, good luck to you on embarking on a new journey, and I hope everything turns out well for you, sir. But Southern University, man, Southern University located in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, about an hour and 30 minutes away from my hometown of New Orleans, Louisiana. And even though I'm a graduate of Jackson State University, I have a special place in my heart for Southern University. I mean, growing up in New Orleans, man, I mean, the Bayou Classic was what it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was the excitement. I had to tune into the Bayou Classic, man, when I was down there in New Orleans growing up as a kid. So Southern and Grambling, me being a Louisiana guy, they always hold a special place in my heart. But they are looking for a brand new head coach. Coach Odoms leaves behind, once again, a 53-18 SWAC record, right? So you want to replace him with somebody that can come along and continue the tradition of winning. So right now, in no particular order am I ranking these guys. But these are 3 guys that I feel that Southern University needs to take a look at, all right? These are 3 guys that I looked and I did some research on, and I really feel like they would be a really good fit for Southern University. So we're going to start with number 3. And then, you know, like I said, no particular order here, but Ed Reed, okay? Ed Reed would be a great pickup for Southern University. Number 1, Ed Reed does have coaching aspirations. He has served as an assistant coach for the Buffalo Bills under Rex Ryan. And we all know the great player that he is or was in the National Football League all those years with the Baltimore Ravens. He is a Louisiana guy, which I feel like his ties to Louisiana will relate to some of those guys. He loves Louisiana. And not to mention, he went to Miami University, the U. And to me, if I'm just ranking schools, I'm just looking around the SWAC, Southern University reminds me of HBCU, Miami University. They carry themselves that way. They carry themselves with the swagger of a U. And I feel like with Ed Reed coming in, I think his team would basically reflect his personality. So I think that it would be a good pickup. And not to mention, like I said, he's an all-time great. So that can also help you when you're recruiting guys out there. Southern University doesn't really have an issue with picking up some of those Louisiana guys, man, because all those different schools around Louisiana, man, I know a lot of those guys end up going to LSU or they end up going to Alabama, but there's still some of those guys that kind of fly under the radar, and Southern and Grambling end up scooping up, and they are really, really good for them. But this is going to help Southern University go outside Louisiana and all across the country. Ed Reed sitting inside a young kid's locker room. I mean, excuse me, not a locker room, but inside a young kid's house and talking to his parents and, you know what I'm saying, and saying that we want you to play for Southern University. I guarantee you that kid is going to be listening a little bit more attentively when Ed Reed walks through the door. So I feel like Ed Reed would be a good pickup for them. The next candidate that I feel like would be good for Southern University is former Houston, Texas A&M, and Arizona head coach Kevin Sutherland. Look, Kevin Sutherland has been an outstanding coach everywhere he has went. At Houston, he was really, really good. At Texas A&M, we know that he was really good. You know, he helped them transition to the SEC. We know about him coaching great college quarterbacks like Johnny Football. I said college, not pro. Great college quarterbacks like Johnny Manziel. We know about him with Mike Evans, that offensive firepower that he put together. And we know that he's able to put a team together to be successful. And even though he didn't have a successful campaign at Arizona, I feel like Kevin Sutherland can come in to Southern University with his cachet, with his coaching pedigree, and be able to put a winning product together right away. I think that he is a leader of men. He's a guy that when he talks, people listen and people respect him. And that is one of the main reasons I feel like he would be a great pickup. I don't think that you'll see a drop off or anything like that in play when you're trying to find like a newer coach like a Ed Reed trying to figure things out, trying to get his coaching staff together. You have a guy like Kevin Sutherland who has done this on a high level, a guy that can get coaches together and he can put together a winning program right away, and there won't be a drop off from Coach Odoms. I can guarantee you that. So Kevin Sutherland would be a great pickup for Southern University. And finally, the last pick that I have is a guy that's already there, and that is Lionel Washington, the defensive backs coach. Look, Lionel Washington has been there in a foxhole with Coach Odoms. He understands the philosophies that was taught to him by Coach Odoms. Those players understand him. So you don't have to worry about some of those players thinking about leaving, because Lionel Washington can actually bring those guys together because he knows them and they know him. So you don't have to worry about, is this player is not going to want to play for him or not. Lionel Washington is a leader of men. He's a guy that has a long career in the National Football League. He is from Louisiana, from New Orleans. I have actually a funny story, man. I can remember being in middle school, going to Lionel Washington football camp at Lutcher. And I can remember because it rained that day and we weren't able to go outside to take part in any of the drills that they had lined up. But Lionel Washington is a homegrown guy. He's a guy that went to Tulane. He's a guy that loves Louisiana. And once again, I just think when you're from a place, you know what the expectation is. And especially when you've been coaching on the sidelines, you understand what the expectations are from the alumni and the school as a whole. So I think that Lionel Washington would be a great pick. And sometimes you don't have to go out here and try to do a coaching search. You can have the coach that you're looking for right there. It's kind of like what happened with Coach Odoms, right? Coach Odoms was an assistant coach on the staff. He served as an interim coach, and the players started to rally behind him, and they started to win some games and fighting really hard. And the school decided, hey, let's just go with Coach Odoms, and the rest is history. Maybe you have the same type of thing going with Lionel Washington. But those are my three picks, man. What do you think? Who do you feel would be a good candidate for the head coaching job at Southern University? Comment down below, like and share this video. This has been the State of the SWAC podcast. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com, search The State of the SWAC. Also on Facebook under the same name, The State of the SWAC. And previous episodes are also available on iTunes, Spotify, and iHeartRadio, as well as Anchor FM. Till next time, all I got to say is rough in the SWAC.